It was released on 23rd of October 2020, and here's some of the download instruction. I've already downloaded this particular box and set up on Oracle VirtualBox. The network configuration for the Oracle VirtualBox is set as host only adapter. That means it doesn't have any internet connections. If you are interested, you can go for internet connection having a bridge connection. Looking at the description, it says welcome to ColddBox Easy. It's a WordPress machine with easy difficulty and highly recommended for beginners. We have the Twitter handle for this particular user. We have the information and MD5 song for this box to make sure you have downloaded it in a proper format. It's OVA and the network configuration is DHCP. The key learning from this box would be how you can properly enumerate a box with WordPress and how to exploit it to gain a reversal on the system, and also escalate the privilege to root via sudo's misconfiguration, where we'll use the script from the GTFOBin. So being said that, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to that and press the bell icon so that you are notified when the new videos are published. And now let's get started. First, I'm going to be more organized by creating a directory called ColldBox Easy. Let me open up a terminal. Go to a directory called VulnHub. I already created that, and make a file called same as the box. A beginner tip: since Linux is case sensitive, you need to you can give whatever you want, but just make sure that you need to provide the file name appropriately. And also we need to give caps so that we don't create two simple files. Just in case if I don't give quotes here, it would create two separate directory, but using quotes it would create only one. Let me create that. Go to ColldBox, and now I'm going to use tmux so that it's pretty convenient for me to enumerate it properly. One of the biggest reason why I use tmux is whenever we create a separate pane, even after creating a separate pane, I would still be on this particular directory. Whereas if I'm going to press Ctrl+Shift+T and get a new terminal, here you can see my path has already been changed to something else. So now as suggested here, it's DHCP enabled. So currently I don't know the IP of that. For that I need to enumerate what's the IP for IP of the box. You can go for ping scan on the entire subnet of the network, or you can go for mass any of the particular two to find the IP. Here I'm going to use nmap ping probe to find that, and I'm going to scan my entire network. Currently it's on 192.168.56.1 is this server, and -24 CIDR to scan the entire range from 1 to 255. It won't take some time, and it has already completed. So the IP for the box is 114. Let me copy that, and I'm going to the different pane here. Let me zoom it a bit, and now if you have observed clearly, it has also done given us a port, but I highly recommend to go for a full port scan rather than just relying on the initial top 1000 port, so that you make sure that you are enumerating the box properly. For that I'm going to use full port scan, that is -p- followed by the box. I didn't copy that IP, but I had. No issues. Go back. I'm zooming it a bit for easier convenience, and I'm going to scan for the default script using -sc, and for the version -sv. Press -v for WordPress output. Since it's on my local network, the scan would be pretty fast. If you are on a VPN or you are tracking external network, you can go for top 1000 port, start enumerating, and again in the background you can go for a full port scan, because full port scan it really takes time. And here the full port scan is completed right now. So we have port 80, we have Apache 2.4.18, and we have another port 4512, that is SSH. It's 7.2.p2. So if you have observed clearly, here we have got two IPs, whereas on the first scan we have only one IP. This is the biggest reason why I strongly recommend to go for full port scan. But let's see if we really need this box or not. So even I remember OpenSSH has a user animation vulnerability where we can using a malformed request we can identify whether the particular user is on the box or not. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to currently focus on this particular port. Let me copy it once again, open up box and paste it, and let's see what do we have. So here we have a WordPress CMS and click on site admin. Oh, I haven't logged out. So this is box. You will get initially the username and login. Currently we don't, as a attacker, we don't know the username and password. Sorry for the previous screen. I had already done this box, so I was on the logged into WordPress as well. But now to enumerate WordPress, I strongly recommend using WP scan. So I'm going to create a separate terminal, a separate pane here. So you just keep an eye on here. I'm on 0 pane and it's bash. So create -b, and here you can see I've created a separate pane. I'm going to use WP scan. Most probably, so WP scan is an open source tool for enumerating the WordPress sites. So -URL, and this is the pattern. So this is just going to do a normal WP scan on this particular box, and it should start quickly. Side by side scan here from the GitHub and see what else functionality it provides. So it should, yeah, it's completed. So you click install using apt-get, or you can clone it and install it from here, and hopefully it's still running and the WP scan is completed. And let me scroll up a bit so that we can go to the results one by one. And here we have headers Apache 2.4.18 .NET Tester XML RPC. So we can use this for brute forcing username and password. We have readme HTML, not required, WP con, and the WordPress version is 4.1.31. So it's pretty outdated. It was last released on 6.10 and currently I guess it's 5.5 something like that. The WordPress theme is 2015 and the latest one is 2020. So nothing useful here. So I'm going to do enumerate user. For that you need to type enumerate u for enumerating the users. And once we get the particular user, we can use the user list to brute force the password, and the password list that we're going to use here is rocky.txt. I'm big fan of rocky.txt. Whenever I do the assessment, either it's internal or external, 50% of the time I get that, because still there are many people who use old password or less secure password. So here the user WordPress enumeration is completed. We have users called the cold in person, Philip, cold, use. So what we can do is we can copy these users in a separate file and use that file to brute force against this. And since I'm going to use rocky.txt, it might take a long time, but since I've already done in past, I'm going to use this C0LDD to brute force, because we have successfully cracked the password for this particular user. And to brute force that, this is how we are going to use usernames. So in usernames we could have provided the file where the username was, but for here I'm going to use the user. And for the passwords passwords, I'm going to use user share word list rocky.txt and press enter. So it would take some time. So let me open up the browser once again and do it in this way so that we can see both the ways. And I typed something wrong. It's passwords. So press enter, come back here, and let's go through WP scan. has some recommendations, Ruby, and we can update via WP scan update. I generally recommend upgrading the tools so that you avail the most of the features. Users, and it's we can also configure scan.yml for proxies. Here is how you can enumerate the user hyphen enumerate that we did previously. And we have some license part and nothing more. So let's go back to the terminal here, and it has started. It hasn't started. It would take some time, but it would be pretty fast. Many reasons, our machine is already on the network. If it's an external network, depend on the network performance, it might take a huge number of time as well, and it's taking enough. By the time, let's go to different pane and go for WP scan -h to go for help. Scan hyphen, did I type it right? Yeah, so let's go through this. Hyphen URL to provide the URL for that, -h for help, -f for the version, for -f for WordPress output. Just in case you need to save the output of the WordPress, you can use -o. You can provide the file format as well. We can provide the threads so that the assessment is pretty fast, but again it depends on the application performance or the reach. We can use enumerate. We have different options like enumerate plugins, theme, backups, export DB, etc., plugin detection, and we used -f password and -f users to brute force that. And yeah, that's pretty much. Let's go back to the first shell, and the attack has already started. It would not take some time. Hardly, I guess it should take a minute or so to crack the password, because it was pretty lame to use that kind of password, and within some time you will know what exactly the password is. So let's wait for that. Did I type the username correct? That hopefully I have. It's right. So yeah, now the password is successfully cracked, and the password is this particular number. I'm not sure if this is someone's number. I haven't tried that, and I do not recommend you guys to try that as well. So let's log in, copy it, go back to this platform, log in, and it's COC0LDD, give the password and log in. Once you are on the platform, there are various ways to get the cell. The first one that I highly recommend is to go to the appearance tab, go to the editor, and since we are in the admin platform, we can have gone to separate tabs on the footer or somewhere, and we can give our script here. On the headers part, what I have done is I have just pasted this small script, which is a PHP script to run execute nft command. The request is used so that it doesn't matter if I passed a get request or a post request, both are accepted. In case you just need the get request, you can go for get. And after pasting this particular script, so this was not there, I had added for the exploit, and click on update. Once this is done, what we need to do is, since it's in a header file, let me copy it in a separate tab, and now $cmd ls, and we have listed the files on the directories. Let me press Ctrl U so that on the source tab I can see in neat and clean way. This is what we have got. Let me open up burp shoot so that it's pretty convenient to enumerate more or to get a reverse shell. So for reverse shell, I'm going to use netcat, so for netcat the script is pentest reverse shell. Let's put it up. So we can, like, there are various ways to get the shell. My favorite one is using RM. We can use this bus, but most of the system doesn't support hyphen e, so we need to go for without hyphen e and use rm to get the reverse shell. So let me copy it. Bobsuit has already been opened, proxy is there. Now it's here. Where have we given? Yeah, it's there. And I'm using Foxy proxy to change the proxy. It's easy using this particular extension. If not, we need to go to here, click on tool, edit, preference, proxy, and I typed it wrong, proxy, and from here you could have changed that, but I pretty much like Foxy proxy to change my extension. So click on Bobsuit, it should have intercepted. Now when I press enter, where's the Bobsuit? Okay, I did something. Oh, so the Bobsuit was already open in the previously. Close, and here the Bobsuit is already open, the proxy listening on 8080. So here I've already captured the request previously. Even I can do it right now. So click here, press enter, and I've captured the request, send it to repeater and send, so that I can list the files. Now I'm going to replace the ls command to whatever I have copied from the shell here, the pentest monkey. And now I need to get the IP of my internal network. So I have config, and this is my network IP. Go back to Bobsuit, replace the IP, and now the one of the important thing is we need to encode the entire thing, or else these spaces would make our life difficult. So I've already included. Now I'm setting up a netcat listener on the same port 1234. Is already listening. Now just keep an eye here. When I click send, hopefully I get a shell right now. So click send, and as you can see, we have already got this shell here. Who am I? And we are www data. Now I'm going to upgrade my shell using Python. Let's see which Python do we have. Do we have Python? No, we don't have that. What about Python 3? Yeah, we have Python 3. So to upgrade the shell, it's Python 3 -c import pty dot spawn single quote, so that we do not mismatch the settings, bin bash, and now close it. What did I do wrong? Oh, so the spelling was mistake. Python 3 -c import pty dot spawn spawn single quote bin bash single quote, and now close it, press enter, and we have upgraded our terminal. But still we cannot auto complete most of the files. So for that I'm going to press Ctrl Z, go for stty -echo, press enter, and now press FG to bring the foreground process. Is there, press again enter. Now most probably we should have got etc password. Yep, it's working, but one thing it doesn't work here is to clear the terminal. So clear doesn't work. For that we need to use export term equals to xterm. Now clear, and it's pretty neat and clear right now. Press ls, and here we can see the wp config. The one thing we need to know is to check the file username and password from wconfig. So more username and password. So here the database name is ColddBox, user is COLDD, and the password is cybersecurity. So let's copy this one, and I'm pretty sure the user has used the password same everywhere, is even it's for the user or for the database. So C0LDD, press enter and paste the password, and we have become gold right now. So even you can go for enumeration. For enumeration I strongly recommend, let me turn off the I recommend linenum to enumerate the Linux box. It's on GitHub, you can clone that. There are other scripts as well, whatever you feel comfortable with, you can go and enumerate the entire box Now, so here I've already become cold. Now let's press, since we have already password, so press sudo -l, paste it, and we can see there are various files or the binary files which provides the root. If I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with GTFOP, and so it has a huge documentation of how you can exploit the binaries. All the three of them has exploit. So vim, chmod, ftp. Let me traverse that quickly. So vim, and we have sudo. We can see the sudos, like we can press use this to become root. Similarly, we can go for ftp, and ftp didn't work. Oh, sorry. So it's ftp, and again we can use sudo, or we can go for chmod. Press enter. Again same. So you can use any of the three. As I suggested, I'm going to use vim. Shell sudo control find sudo, and just copy it, go back to the terminal and paste it. So let me clear the terminal. Note here we are this user. Okay, before escalating my privilege, let me go back to home and go back to this particular user directory, and we have user.txt, and it's not the actual flag, it's base 64 encoded. So let me decode that quickly. Base 64 - decode, and we have something here. So let it be. I'm going to decode this. It's not a flag, but it's a language it's in a different language. We'll get to know that soon. But now press enter, and I already copied it. Let me copy it once again and paste that. Check who am I, and we are root. Get to root, press ls, cat root.txt. Again, this is not the actual flag, but it's base 64 encoded. So root.txt, base 64 -d, base 64 -d to decode this particular string. And again, it's in a different language. So let me open Google Translator, translate Google, open the shell, and this was the user one. So let's copy it, try to decode that, and it's looking, it says congratulations, first level achieved. And the second, the root flag was still here. What does it say? Go to Google Translator, and says congratulations, machine completed. So guys, this is how we can pawn this particular box. I hope you like this box. Cheers guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you learned something new today, please give a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For any doubts, suggestion or advice, kindly post it into the comment section. I will make sure to reply to the comments. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This will encourage me to contribute more to InfoSec and cybersecurity community.